This was my 35-year husband.
Wow.
And I miss him yet. He died in 1987. Isn't he good looking? My neighbor, I was very friendly with one of my neighbors. One day she said, I've got a man I want you to meet. He said, I think he's your type. I was impressed the first time, and he was too. And he didn't stay out in his territory, I don't think, over 2 weeks. And he brought all these clothes and everything and made Kansas City his hometown.
Yeah. There was
We dated about a year. He had 1,200 feet outside of King City. And it seemed like he couldn't sell it. It was attached too far out. So one day I said, why don't we buy that ourselves and fix it up and sell it? Oh boy, yeah, he was ready to sell something because he was a wonderful salesman. And so finally we talked it over and decided we'd build. So we built one building by itself, and I put in a gift shop with antiques. My store and Frank's store, all in that 1,200 feet. And the man came in and rented and made his own building a great big grocery store. And one end of it had a laundry. I think we were there 2 years in the store. We bought a trailer and moved it right down on the lake. And we were just right across from the where you rented the boats and one thing and another. And Frank was a wonderful fisherman. And after we were there a little while, the guy that run the boat dock asked him if he would like to close up in the evening. He had to stay open until people came in from fishing, you know. And so Frank did that for quite a while. And then we moved. And I always remember this. He and I had a very loving, caring for each other. We went to Florida and stayed there 12 years. And so then he had this heart attack. And I took him to the hospital. And he was, in a way, he was conscious. In a way, he wasn't. I mean, he knew what was going on and one thing and another. Yet you could see that he was really sick. And anyway, when I walked in there, the nurse, he was like Dan. He was kidding with her, with the nurse. And she said, oh, shut up and get your pants on. She said, I've already given you a shot. And he said, well, it didn't work. And she said, well, give it a few minutes. When I went out there and I leaned on the gurney to be close to him, and he put his hand over on me and he said, oh, I'm so glad you're here. It's always lonesome without you. Now that's the last words I had from him. And a little bit later he was gone. We've been brother and sister-in-law for 35 years. And he was visiting me. He always come to Florida in the winter and visited us. And we were good enough friends. He came to visit me after Frank was gone. And one day we were sitting just about like this talking. And he said, Margaret, I want to ask you a question. And I said, shoot. And he said, why don't we get married? That was 3 years after his brother died. And I said, well, you never laid a hand on me or made any kind of motion that you even liked me. Of course, we kissed on the cheek and hugged each other, all of us did. He said, you know, if I'd have seen you before Dad did, he wouldn't have had you. If I'd have seen you first. So I said at the time when he asked me, I said, well, I've got a few things I require. I said, this isn't a love affair. I said, I love you like a brother. And he had had a hard life. And the kids, even sometimes now, they mention, they say, well, you made Dad so happy, and we're so happy about it, that we're going to treat you like we treated Dad.
Over this
We
country.
were married 8 years. I broke this leg a year ago, but shoot, it's...
Works pretty good. Don't kick me.
There's not very many 100-year-olds can do that.
Mm-mm.
Trying to think, I know I had more interesting life than that. Always looking for something to do. As you can see, I didn't have any bad days. I was too busy.
Yeah.
And I never see a stranger, do I?
Nope, never see a
See
stranger.
somebody on the street, start a conversation. No, I don't know the thing I'd change. I've had a wonderful life.